Hi everybody, I am back. We are going to talk about general transformations in this video. In the last video you watched, we went through the absolute value transformations. Now we're going to use a general transformation where y equals f of x is our parent graph. Now, unless they give you points in this problem, you won't be able to do it. So we do have points given in our function right here, this negative 2, 3, 1, 2, and 2, 0. So let's look at the general form of this. Y is going to equal sum A, right, times f of x minus h plus k. First step, just like the other, is identify what we have here. Absolute value of A is 1, right? No reflection. We'll say that, no reflection. And then H equals 4, K equals 1. So the way I like to have you guys do this is to set up a table that will help you do this step by step, and we'll follow this order to the right here. So first, we will write our original points, the points they give us, negative 2, 3, 1, 2, and 2, 0. All right, multiply y by the absolute value of A. Well, A is 1, so we don't have to do that. Reflective necessary. There was no reflection. Step 3, add h to x. H is 4, so I'm going to take the x coordinates and add 4. And I'm going to take the y coordinates and add 1. So x plus 4, 2, 5, 6, y plus 1, 4, 3, 1. Now if I graph these on the original graph, it looks like this. All we would expect is that this graph was shifted, right, horizontally 4 and up 1. So the first point, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is right here. 5, 3, 5, 3, and then 6, 1. We're actually going to be right here. So this thing was, if it was drawn correctly, just shifted up and over. Okay? Now let's do the next problem. I'm going to take that off. The next problem, let's identify that A, absolute value is 2. We do have a reflection. H, keep doing that. H equals negative 3, and K equals negative 1. So we have to do all the steps in this. There's our x and y original. Negative 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 0. Each time I make a revision to one of the coordinates, that is the new coordinate. I don't need that other column again. So this says multiply y by the absolute value of A. So I'm going to take y and I'm going to multiply by 2, right? So I have 6, 4, and 0. So I'm done with that column. Then it says reflective necessary. I do have to reflect this one. Notice that when you're reflecting across the x-axis, your coordinate point, xy, changes to x negative y. That's the only thing that changes, is that negative y. So I just have to take the y in this column and make it negative, okay? Negative 6, negative 4, 0. All right, then my h is 3, so I take x minus 3, and then I'll do y minus 1. So x minus 3, my x, negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So, oops, then I'm going to use this column now. Y minus 1. So negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. Negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5. 0 minus 1 is negative. So we would expect this thing to have, when A equals 2 like this, we would expect a vertical stretch, right? We're going to see a reflection, and we're going to see this graph move negatively, horizontally in the negative direction 3, and down 1. So let's graph these points roughly. So negative 5, negative 7. Negative 5, I'm going to get rid of this because I need that room. That looks right about here. -2, -5, -2, -5, -1, -1. So it looks like that. So definitely been reflected. Definitely shifted. We can't see the stretches much, but because I'm not using graph paper. So let's do one more. This is our example here we're going to do. Let's identify what we have. Absolute value of A is 1/2, which remember is a vertical shrink, right? We have negative, so we have a reflection. H equals 1, K equals -3. Okay, our original points were -2, 3, right? 1, 2, and 2, 0. So I'll make my table. -2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 0. First step on that other page was multiply y by the absolute value of A. In this case, y times 1/2, right? So this will be 3/2, 1, and 0. Second step, reflect, which means the y is really just, just changed to a -y. So this, I'm going to take the negative of this, -3/2, -1, 0. Okay, next step was x plus h. H is 1. The final step will be y plus k, which in this case is -3. So let's see what we got. All right, x plus 1. I'm using this first column. Plus 1. -1, 0, 3. Now I'm done with this, I'm using this column. I'm going to subtract 3, which is what? 6/2. So I have -9/2. -1 minus 3 is -4. 0 minus 3 is -3. So I want to graph these points, I lost her, on this graph. But we're going to run into an issue. So I'm going to rewrite the changed points right down here. -1, -9/2, 0, -4, 3, -3. I got to get rid of our table. Sorry about that, but I won't be able to see what it looks like on here, okay? Alright, so these are our 3 original points. Again, this is a rough graph. Let's see what we got. -1, -9/2, which is 4.5, right? So that's about here. 0, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, -3. 3, 2, 3. So notice this really shrunk. It shrunk by 1/2. It was reflected. It was shifted over 1 and down 3. So truly what you want to make sure you have are these steps right here. You need to write those down and you need to follow my process, okay? Because this process is going to help you get to the right answers. All right, thanks.